Good morning, Heat Nation, folks, folkettes, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, the host of Mahappanies, the only host, as far as I'm concerned, in the history of the internet, who fully and wholly and wholeheartedly doesn't admits it doesn't understand what he's talking about, but he keeps trying and keeps trying to learn. We are very much surprised. I think as a fan base, that this team made the playoffs. I don't think that a lot of people counted them in, but because, again, this has been basically one of the worst seasons that we've had. Such an eventful season in terms of what happened with Jimmy Butler, and then injuries, and then, Spo trying to kind of find what they are and who they are. And I think that he did. I think that he got this team to play its best basketball. Got rid of Rozier, got rid of JJJ in the rotation, and I think that contributed a lot to the confidence that we've shown against teams that we were supposed to beat, but one of them swept us during the regular season in the polls, and the other one we tied the series. And again, all 4 games were won by 1 or 2 points throughout the regular season. So it was definitely not surprising that we went to overtime against Atlanta. But it's definitely a very pleasant, I wouldn't say surprise, but it's definitely a pleasant outcome that we are now going to face the Cavaliers. Of course, we lost 1 draft pick that went back to Oklahoma, but we opened slots for other draft picks to come to fulfillment in 25, 26, 26, 27, right? And so basically having increased our draft potential in the future may be better. But the one thing that I saw in this team and that I really liked is the fact that even though logic would have said we need to rebuild, so let's get 2 picks from this class, which is projected to be a higher draft class than next season, well, we didn't do it. The intention was to win. We did, and now we're in the playoffs. So even though it was indeed the worst regular season that we've had since, I think, a long time ago, but we still made a cut because of the forgiving nature of the East. That sentence just should be etched, but maybe even trademarked by 5 Years in Sports. We made it to the 10th seed, and as a 10th seed, we made history, becoming the first one to make it to the playoffs. We're not going to be the first one in the history, but it's a very recent history, so that's what happens. With Hero averaging in the play-ins 34 points. It's easy to do that when you only have 2 games, one with 31 points and the other with 30. But being that guy that really leads the team, Bam Adebayo scored a couple more points against Atlanta, 17, so still not there offensively. Bam, we need him more offensively. We're doing a lot better, not being as used when Atlanta went smaller, which is not a problem at all. But then again, right, you have Wiggins pretty much guaranteed to give you a 20 point tonight, which quietly and not loudly and not as a boasting leader, he's doing it and he's helping us a lot. And great defense. So basically, of course, Cavaliers number 1 in offensive rating, averaging 121.9 points a game, right, a rating of 122.7. Miami Heat was in 21st place in rating, right? Field goal percentage for the Cavaliers average in the 49%. We are a few percentile points behind them. Now, Heat is one of the best defenses, only, with basically allowing 110 points per game on average, 116.3 rating defensively speaking, rebounding and assists. Both teams are very similar, right? Cavaliers with 45.4 rebounds and Heat with 43.4 rebounds. The 3-point shooting is also similar, even though people don't understand it. It's just that the Cavaliers find ways to win, whereas we found ways to lose throughout the regular season. Now it's not regular season anymore, so we'll see. The Heat has 38% compared to 37%. Sorry, the Cavaliers have 38% 3-point shooting compared to 37% 3-point shooting for Miami Heat. Now, last time we faced them when they had LeBron, if I'm not mistaken. It was a completely different context. This is not a seasoned team. I got one comment from Fabio Ushida. Salutations, Fabio. The main reason that he doesn't participate in the program is because he doesn't like speaking. But his comment was that he actually thinks that this is a straight path to the second round because we are more experienced than the Cavaliers, which is a fact, right? Hero, Duncan Robinson, Bam Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins. We all were very familiar, very, very familiar with what it means to go to the playoffs. And that may help us. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We are facing the best team in the league, just like we did when we qualified as an 8th seed and faced the Milwaukee Bucks. But I don't think that the Cleveland Cavaliers are the same as the Milwaukee Bucks were when we faced them. So here's my prediction for tonight. Okay, we're playing away. It's a tough game. It's very difficult. We should lose tonight, right? Now, I'm just going to say right away, my prediction is always going to be like that because, I don't know, like I said, you do it with what you want, but it could very well be reverse jinxing. But I'm also analyzing it coldly, right? Cavaliers are a much better team than us this season. They outperformed us in every possible category. They did win, the series 2-1. We stole a game from them, which means that winning a game against Cavaliers is not out of the realm of possibilities in my mind. But I do think that we are going to be a first-round exit. I think that most people think that we are going to be a first-round exit, but some people started to warm up to the idea that the Miami Heat gets the heat turned up for the playoffs. And so hopefully that will be the case. There are no injuries for the Cavaliers, and the only person who seems to be completely out will be Love, which is not an issue. Love hasn't played. Love is on his way to announcing retirement, pretty much, right? So Love hasn't played this season very, very much. He did help us a little bit. He did have some good moments, but he's obviously not the guy that I want to put on the floor. Now that we are in the playoffs, and now that we're playing away, that would be the time to reinsert, as long as healthy, Nikola Jovic into the rotation, perhaps even Pelle Larsson. You don't mess with the chemistry, but you do know that sometimes some teams, depending on the matchup, they're going to definitely benefit from a Nikola Jovic type of player, right? But the fact is that both Kyle Anderson really surprised me. I didn't think that it was going to be a part of the rotation at all. And Kyle Anderson is by far better than having either JJJ, even though he scored 41 points against the Wizards because there was nobody else to score them. JJJ is having a bad year, so Kyle Anderson just goes and takes the cake. And of course, Davion Mitchell. People right now are saying we should resign him. Yeah, we should. And look, this is not new for us. We've had role players such as Max Strus, such as Gabe Vincent, such as Caleb Martin, being essential to us in certain games and certain stretches. And I think that it's very beautiful to see that this time around it was Davion Mitchell, most likely not reproducing the same amount, the same clutch results, right? Maybe not even necessary. Maybe it's not even going to need it or possible tonight. But I do think that he has that dog in him, and he does help us defensively a lot. And he's not bad offensively, both driving to the paint and shooting from the outside. He's being a very competent player for us this season. And then Andrew Wiggins. And now you take a look around and you say, yeah, we have nothing flashy, but we did get an upgrade in terms of this is a lot better than having a disgruntled player in your team. Like a lot of people think, oh, you guys, you wanted Jimmy Butler off the team. I don't think there were a lot of people who wanted Jimmy Butler off the team. But we did want Jimmy Butler off the team once he didn't want to be on the team. And that's not us. So I don't understand people, but honestly, they are hard to understand. In any case, I'm very happy that I'm going to have 4 more games to watch, understanding what my history is, which I've talked about it in the In Memoriam video that I'm constantly posting here, understanding what my situation is. It just goes to show how happy I am. To me at least, it's a privilege to be able to watch this team 4 more times. Hopefully more. Hopefully this definitely goes to be a longer series. But tonight, I predict that we're going to lose. Stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible in this complicated world of ours, and let's go Heat! Playoffs one more time. What a surprise.